Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your October 2025 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. Ooh, very interesting sets of cards here. The heart of the matter is the Queen of Cups, and this is a card of the spiritual person. I don't want to just say woman or anything like that, but it is a double feminine energy. So, for a man who considers himself very macho or yang, that masculine energy is very strong. And Leo is a masculine sign for, if you're a woman too, because it's a fire sign. If you're a person who considers yourself very masculine in terms of like you're a go-getter and you're externalizing your energy like that, this is about going within. Not so much like the hermit necessarily, but just the intuition versus the intellect, and feelings versus more of the aggressive, kind of like the nurturing energy. The mother energy is the queen, is the mother energy. So even if you are a man, it's like I could see this card being like, now you're finally ready to have children if you kind of resisted it, or um, you're ready to explore another side of yourself that is connected to spirit or connected to your creative side. This is the card of the artist. And Leo is a very creative sign. And you're also, the fifth house that you rule is also connected to creativity. So both of those things is a very creative sign. And I was going to say, and also connected to children. And I said it twice. So for sure, this could be something that is front and center for you in October for some reason. In the past position, we have the death card. Now, if you have experienced the death of a loved one in recent months, this may have been a turning point for you and put things in perspective, but this can also be a card of some transition in your life. So for instance, getting the word that your divorce has come through, having your children leave the nest, like your last child leave the nest, um, getting married. And so it's the death of your single life. And now maybe, having children, losing a job or quitting a job, or leaving a profession. I really think that leaving a profession can be a thing. And I've seen that theme with this series of tarot readings, that it might be on the minds of the collective, not just Leo. The higher message is the Two of Pentacles, and this is like the juggling act that you may be doing. Isn't that I really like this illustration for this particular card. And it's interesting that the balls, if you want to call them, that she's juggling are the yin and yang symbols, because they are really connected to duality, the dark and the light, and the male and female. And that's what that's what this theme is all about, is this idea of how do you do what you feel called to do, but at the same time, there is balance there. It's not just a one-way street, because a lot of times people kind of feel like they have to choose between two things. And if you are going through a transition, and the storyline that I gave about choosing different options for career or something like that resonate with you, it's not one of those things where you have to just like quit everything altogether and just embrace something completely different. It could be that what is right for you is to be kind of doing two things at once. Maybe you have a day job, and at night you spend an hour devoted on building up your own business, or creating your art, or whatever it is. And so that you don't have that like very stark transition, and you don't depend on a new thing that you're doing completely, like that becomes everything for you. And that puts a lot of pressure on people. I think people do that. They get inspired by people online saying, just quit your day job and do this and follow your bliss and all of that. And that's all well and good, but some people are left high and dry after they do that, because they really didn't have anything to fall back on. So it's kind of like a dance between being bold, but also maybe practical at the same time. And I know that there are some Leos that have Virgo energy influences, inner planets, or what have you. So you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. What crosses you is the Eight of Swords. I think this is like conditioning that may limit your ability to really feel that you can do certain things. And the reason that people have this blockage is because it's kind of like gone very much inside of them. So they've internalized it, and they don't realize that it was somebody else's ideas, and maybe their projections is more like it, onto them. And they feel this sense of not really being able to do something that they think that they want to do. And so what I would say is, if you're fearing something about making a change in your life, Queen of Cups, if this is something that is calling to you, maybe it's even relationship related, where you don't have feelings for your partner anymore, and maybe they crossed a line, but you're afraid to leave. It's really important to honor that, and not to just kind of like be mad at yourself for feeling that way, because my sense is that people who are in that position are people who really can be a little bit anxious about change, and not like how it impacts them. And that's okay. Be gentle with yourself, because the death card really does speak to irrevocable change. And sometimes it's a process. I mean, yeah, there are people that can just like jump right into the new life and everything. But maybe for you, this is one of those things. I mean, Jupiter is in your 12th house. In 2026, Jupiter will come into your sign, come into that first house. So it's the Jupiter cycle is ending. And so you may find with Jupiter in the 12th house that you are taking a lot of comfort in spiritual inspiration, and also in solitude, versus being the life of the party. What's coming in is the Star card. This is the card of your opposite sign, Aquarius, which, by the way, this is another very interesting thing, in terms of relationships, because Aquarius is your seventh house of relationships. And in 2026, there will be eclipses in Aquarius and Leo. And then I just said that Jupiter is going to be in Leo. So it's going to be a very big year for you as a sign, and also in terms of any kind of relationships. So understand that, and maybe right now it's in that messy period where there's a lot of change afoot. And the Star card is about faith in unseen forces. So even if things look not so great, not something that you really are thrilled about, they could be something that is really for you, on your side, and you don't even realize it. You don't realize how good it's going to get. And it makes a lot of sense, because it may not look like anything is so good right now. But that's where faith comes in. I'm not talking about blind faith. I'm talking about a faith that is guided by your actions too, like your vision for your life. So that can be something where you really shine. This is where you blossom in life. The outcome is the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of inheritance, a card of big money. So any kind of ideas you have at this time, do not dismiss them. They might even seem a bit eccentric. Aquarius is a sign of like the inventor, the mad scientist. So just keep that in mind, that you may come up with some brilliant idea. And right now it's in the embryonic stage, and this could be the outcome. Also, this is an inheritance card. So with the Queen of Cups and the Death card, this could be family member stuff. And maybe the Queen of Cups is something like, if there is any kind of inheritance issues, and certainly I could see that astrologically, because your 8th house is actually Pisces, and we had a lunar eclipse there a couple of weeks ago. The lunar eclipse in the 8th house can bring out secrets, and this is the house of inheritance, other people's money. And you may have discovered that someone was being deceptive as it pertained to shared resources. And that may have been jolting. And the 8 of Swords can be like this feeling caught between a rock and a hard place about something connected to that. But if you keep the faith, you can have the outcome, the desired outcome. So that might have been, for some people, what this was all about. I also think that because as I do love readings too, if you're interested, please check out my channel. Haven't been very active lately, but I plan to be. Called Tarot Alchemy with Rain and Moon, where I do specific love readings, but just in general on this channel, I have done them definitely in the past. And I remember getting very confused when I would pick the 10 of Pentacles for love, because it's like, okay, well, this is money, right? I mean, it could be marrying for money, I guess, but it can also be that you meet someone where it's like permanent, because the 10 of Pentacles can be generational wealth. Well, wealth is something that isn't just dollars and cents. It's like you have these families, and what do they call it? Like a lineage and things like that. So keep that in mind, that this could be like having faith that life can provide love for you when you thought all was lost, is a possibility too. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like an astrology reading, a tarot reading, both in the same package. I have package deals for tarot and astrology. I have career readings, love readings. You can find out more information at the link below. Thanks for watching. Bye.